Hello everyone, and welcome back to Goodbye the Robot 2 Goodbye Despair. It's not Goodbye to Danganronpa Despair or something, no. No, it's just the mountain. The mountain doesn't have a sound really, does it now? Whoop. Well, we're about to enter the third class trial. We stepped onto the escalator and ascended toward a gaping maw of Monokuma rock. And that's when I suddenly noticed it. I notice our lined up silhouettes keep getting smaller and smaller, but I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. So, also what we get so far, I think Ibuki killed Hyoko and then she was like suggested because she's like, super like, I listen to anything you say and believe whatever you say. So I think someone told her to kill Hyoko and then kill herself. When everyone was inside Monokuma Rock. And so far the only one I felt like had the opportunity to do that with Ibuki would be Mikan, and also I think, thinking about it, I feel like she had kinda motive for Hyoko also because, well, how was Hyoko against her all the time? You big fat ugly sug or something, yeah. The elevator began its steep descent as usual. So she's my prime target at the moment, even though I feel so bad about it. She always looks so sad and I just want to hug her and help her. No, we can't put emotion into this. Just what we believe. But nobody said a word. As we stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper. And then we're here? What if they changed the stage again? I mean, so far we've seen two different ones, but... And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. Huh. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And I walked into that place. Oh, this was different.
Mama, it feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, two people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru is not here either. Hey. Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him too.
No.
Why bother?
That's...
What?
Well now.
Now then, let's begin. Ah, it's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content.
And so the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Yeah, Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. I mean, even earlier I called that she would die on stage there. I mean, I was kinda joking there with a guitar through her heart, but still. Hanged on the sea. Always saw it happening. And Hyoko's Sayoni, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. Yeah. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with my hero's death. Yeah. The person who killed us two is among us. Dun 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 dun. I definitely can't believe it. Why not? It's been so far, right? But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friends' sake. For Ibuki and Hyoko's sake. And so the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billing with hope and despair, has begun. No. Set skills, we don't have any new right now, because we only tried to add Akane and she was... Well, we only got to 4th with her. Like with Bakuya. So we only have Shioki so far. Open a handbook? No, that's... Yeah, proceed. We're ready! Now I just need to remember how to control this.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
Yeah! Let's get on with it!
Starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
I like that logic. I'm not getting it really, but I like it.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
Well, already you should have run before the darkness went up, but he didn't. He waited.
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue.
How did you know that, actually, though?
But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Yeah, what was that? I also picked up on that sheet.
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
Yeah.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
I have it recorded. Huh?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it.
I'm not sure how.
Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Yeah. It's just as she said. Nugget is the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse. But he has a good point. We need to prove that also. So, damn it, I shouldn't have explained it to Nuggeto. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Make my heart. Motel room key, scrap of thick paper, surveillance. Holy shit, that was a lot. Monitor video, movies. Scrap of thick paper. Oh, I hadn't seen the movie.
He's clearly suspicious.
No, wait, how did I say it?
Hajime's testimony is a lie. And the fact that Ibuki hung herself.
And he sent me to keep
That would
it.
also be a lie.
Yeah, shoot that.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
No,
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
I so hit it, right? I'm not the killer. There should be a contradiction somewhere. I need to find that and break through. And the thing is, Nugget to know this thing also. He's just messing with it, like putting out that, like that possibility.
That would also.
I don't think I can. After all,
Why would
That's how you slow it down. I just trying to remember.
Obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating.
Boom.
That's wrong.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Yeah, because he told me to keep the tickets.
Huh? Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
By chance, maybe I murdered him the same way.
Or
Thought I was
did anyone
original.
tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
It is.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
Ibuki.
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Unless they kill themselves because feeling guilty about it or
Like
something.
I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone.
No! Why are you so stuck up on
So
that?
all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
10 minutes, that's what I said before.
Couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
Yeah, you too.
Hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
Nekomaru. Yeah, he come back and he just killed everyone.
There's
No.
another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know,
Oh.
Nekomaru.
You also took that out, Nagito.
Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Fujihiko obviously thinks so, but... is that really it? Motel room key, scrap of stepladder, glob. I mean, they said something about the glob there, but what about that?
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Oh, wait.
Seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The
With
lock
the
was
guns,
on the
too.
floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
Yeah.
You
Was-
can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
I think they...
Looks like the hit just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Yeah, that person's remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove that with my evidence. I mean, in a way it didn't.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside,
No, it
they
isn't
tried
a...
to keep us
What?
from getting in.
Why did it stop?
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor.
Let's
in
just
front
try
of
it
the
here
door.
also, otherwise...
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
There! No, that's wrong, right. Was used to lock the door from the inside, right? But is that proof, Real look. Yeah. Yeah, I know, it's the first one there, but I somehow missed it that
The killer was
purple
still
came in the
inside
way.
music venue.
Some. Because the
By
semi-trans...
locking the door from the inside.
There we go, no.
that's wrong.
Because it melted. To that glob, it was harder before. And then it melted and the drumstick fell down, maybe?
There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
It wasn't rubber at all. The semi-transparent glob was probably... glue, gummy? Rubber? Gum? Glue... I don't know this! Gum? It was gum! Huh? Really? Yeah, glue then? What's the point? Yeah, you're right. I agree, it doesn't make sense. It's glue then, right? I don't know.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yup, it fits perfectly.
But if just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Sure, Monami. Shut up!
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
Oh, really like, oh, I couldn't have done it. I'm on to you and your tears. I thought you're the only one that makes sense, though.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier, huh?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Did I check the storeroom? No.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
Yep.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Part of the wallpaper that's in the storage room. That scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now I should be able to figure out what it is. Wallpaper? Can I... Yeah, this. Wall... Alright, it's the improved one! Forgotten that completely. Sure, let's keep that there. Keep you there. Keep that one. Cool. You. I doubt you will actually be used before that, so let's just move you away. You too, because we don't need you. God! There, L. Don't hit. No, fuck! Stop colliding! Go wherever you want, just not in the... P! No, I missed my P there! What way were you going? You're going that way, so just go out. No, Oh, that's already one there. P. E. R. You, we don't need. R? And no! No! No, fuck! I have one R. We need another. Paper. Wallpaper.
I got it!
Got it! Just a long time because of this little minigame.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Was it covering that she was already hanging up there? Was like taped over, but was the paper was in the way, so you only had to take away the paper, really. And then it got stuck up there. The scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of the wallpaper I found in a storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Logic dive. Oh, this one. Ah, fuck. How did I do this? Could I jump with this? I think I... Oh, no, that's speeding up or something, and this is slowing down, yeah. Speeding... how did I jump? Oh, there. We have a jump. Whoop! Not fast enough. Okay. Whoom, whoom. Woo! God damn this! Maybe I should slow down. No. Because we need speed here again, because we... Fuck! Okay. That only slowed me down a little. I was afraid I would die because of that. Which was getting kinda annoying. What the hell is this? It's supposed to be a detective game, a mystery Oh no, is this the one I first failed? Are you serious? God damn this game. No small mini games that doesn't do anything really. Why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden, it was brought there. Like before I thought it was brought there maybe from the storage room, but no, it was hidden clearly. There with the scrap wallpaper we know now. Whoom. Whoom. I'm the Silver Surfer. Oh. Yeah, getting cocky. Pride comes before fall, you know. And also I thought for a moment that was the road. It looks like that, like it's going far away into this. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. Oh, I actually have life. I've missed that from before. That I had life in this area. And I've lost some of it, I think. Yeah, only half left. Whoop. Oh, it was a ramp. Maybe I should have gone on it instead. Completely there. Go. Woo. Question 3. How did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They kinda formed a wall with the wallpaper around the pillar, but yeah, they covered the pillar with the wallpaper because it made a wall around the pillar. Yeah. Rainbow! It was hidden, the wallpaper, they covered the pillar.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together, of course it does. We know the answer.
I got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Right, it's pretty obvious when we saw both the pictures there at the same time that it was larger.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
They copied the one from the movie.
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monokuma 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
Sure.
Knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the two victims in that movie, I should be able to explain that now. Complices. To mix up the killing order, yes.
I see. The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean?
The blood on it.
If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
What? You were quiet for 3 dots and then that's what... was something removed from Japanese to English? I don't know.
I'm not even crying.
Yeah.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because her shoes were bloody.
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Blood on the souls. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Giving me the right one directly.
Died. Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, that's not contradicting.
I'm
This
telling
is...
you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yeah, that... It went through it!
Maybe her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, 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 I say! It doesn't even pierce my heart.
Yeah, Jackie said Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed, but is that really true? Yes, it is!
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet.
I am telling you to.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on?
Yes!
I agree with that. Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
What do you have against this?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
What? Gundam, I like you, but what are you doing?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Huh?
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status.
Yeah, since you know the truth, then you can know this is the truth.
The time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
And here they are afraid Nagito will confuse us. Smudge on the yeah, I mean, is it the smudge on the floor then also? That's the only one I can use.
Blood on Ibuki's feet belong to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there.
Can't... smudge on the floor.
Damn it!
But he's saying I also need to respond. I'm trying, okay.
The blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Boom!
Allow me to cut through those words.
Oh, we didn't need to do double this time at least.
The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Huh.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Yeah, please.
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Yeah. You rather want one of the mortal students, or you the immortal robot?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
But she couldn't reach the stepladder. How would she get down? She was hanging there.
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
Watch the Sherlock Holmes. They can.
And
No.
if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh? Yeah, the video.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I mean, she was totally gullible.
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I see things clearer now.
Right before Monokuma's morning announcement.
Right after you left Mikan, that went up into the conference room and used the second bag because there were one per person, but that was two, one for you and one free, so two, which she could have used up there. And another one of the surveillance cameras, because she switched them out, and therefore you also had to destroy the one in the music venue, because otherwise you were like, no, this isn't connected to this, and had to be in the hospital up there, because that's the short range. It's Mikan! Why, Mikan? I trusted you! Don't you have a doctor's oath? I mean, you're a nurse, but still something like that, to not hurt people.
And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Okay. Make my argument for what exactly? Mikan's account, surveillance, monitor video. Fujihiko's account, movie invitation ticket.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
Mikan! That's with me. But that's the thing, I think she's the guilty one. I don't give her an alibi.
Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Great way to say it.
What kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime. Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
No, it mustn't, because the bodies can have been killed anytime during the night from last night there.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So they then could add an alibi that are like, kinda like the time of the murder.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer had a different reason. Yeah, by what Monokuma said earlier, there were two murders, but only one at the same time, and we only trying to find the mastermind. If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then whose and what kind of trap is it? Dun 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 dun. Suspended! Class drill suspended. Boom.
Hiya!
Why, hello there, Monami. The mossball sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Don't catechise me as someone who lives off mossballs. And here's some chance time. What? What's that? Now then, Monami, appeal time starts now. Monamis. Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor.
What happened there with him?
Good luck. So, those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. It's 99% your fault. Well, you're whining. Your time's already running out, so please make your appeals simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. It will just be a buying appeal. Come on. If your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunity heading your way. Uh-oh, then... I'm a Sammy, medical miracle girl. Sammy, I'm a nitty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Huh? Yes, and I thought a certain robot little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
Oh.
Who are you talking about? I've no clue whatsoever.
Yeah, bye-bye.